Hey there, I'm Diana, this is Little Bentley, and oh my god, you guys, 50 subscribers. 50! This is so amazing. Thank you guys so much. I know that for YouTube 50 subscribers is literally nothing, but I've started with 0 just a month ago. So thank you so much. Thanks to you, I am gonna continue making more videos.
Fuck this. Fuck. Did you see this? Look at this.
Today, I am really pissed off at all of the shit that's going on with the mass media. So this is gonna be a special episode. So I will be talking about the Hypocritical TV show that made Shurygina famous and why it's so awful, the social media ban in Ukraine, and even why the TZ channel even tried to make Shurygina famous in the first place. Please watch all the way until the end. Once again, this is Meanwhile in Russia. Now, this one girl who, in my opinion, is trying way too hard to be pretty. Girl, put your shirt on properly, please. That girl replied to my comment on her video about Shurygina saying that "Пусть говорят, the show is a very trusted TV show and it cannot be fooled." Yeah, right. Really, girl? Really? A trusted channel? Now let me tell you why this show cannot be trusted and why this TV channel and show even decided to take on Diana's story and made Shurygina famous. This is the story of before and after Shurygina. Everything started when a rival channel and a rival talk show that looks almost exactly the same as this one made a show, an episode, about a girl who presumably got raped by 2 guys in a nightclub. Now, this girl's name was Sychova. And that show brought so many ratings for the channel. Why? Because it was clear that Sychova was not raped. There are videos going around from that club night where Irina is with an unbuttoned shirt, dancing on a dance floor, clearly drunk and clearly having a great time. And there is a video of the rape as well. One of the guys was filming the whole thing while the other one was inside of the public toilet with Irina, basically fooling around. That episode brought the show so many ratings that the other channel, well, they could not ignore this episode. Usually those 2 shows cover almost the same type of stories. Rapes, cheatings, little girls getting pregnant, shit like that. So of course the #1 channel had to fucking compete with this one. So the channel found the most loudest, most obnoxious, most craziest rape victim that they could find, which was Diana Shurygina. And the fact that they made 5 whole episodes out of that fucking slut just proves my fucking point. The last 2 episodes were only about how Diana got so famous and how the show now has the best ratings that they have seen in the last 2 decades. And fun fact, right after a couple of the episodes with Shurygina aired, NTV decided to invite Sychova to their show again to try to bring their ratings back. They aired the show with a very loud headline saying that Sychova was pregnant. Guess what? She was not pregnant. There was no drama with her whatsoever, so the channel decided to invent it. By the end of the episode, yeah, they just made her take a test which proved that she was not pregnant. And of course they did not get the ratings that they wanted because the whole focus was on Shurygina. After the episode with Shurygina, the channel and the host of that show completely lost their fucking minds. Now they're trying to push their way into the internet by inviting very famous bloggers on their show. But honestly, they couldn't give a shit about the actual truth of what they talk about. For them, it is just a big show. They don't consider the fact that the people who come to that show actually have a real problem and a story to resolve. And you know what's another fun fact? The audience, all the experts, and sometimes even the main guest on the show get paid to be on the show. Diana Shurygina got paid the most from that channel just to be on those episodes, on all 5 of them. Because they wanted her there. She was bringing them ratings. She was an obnoxious, crazy girl who yelled at everybody instead of sitting quietly and taking all the hate. They loved it. A perfect example of that show's insanity would be the last episode that they have aired about Shpagina, Anastasia Shpagina, and the fucked up doctor. I've already made a video about that, even though it doesn't have any scenes from that show because it's fucking pointless and I do not want another copyright claim. I don't need that. Instead of talking about the actual threats and the actual issues that Shpagina and all the other girls have received after having a surgery with that asshole, the whole show revolved around trying to make Shpagina be loud and obnoxious like Shurygina was. The host of the show really tried his best to create a scene between Shpagina and the surgeon. He kept on encouraging Shpagina to get up and start yelling at him. He kept on saying, "Come on, well here you are, here's the doctor, come on, deal with your problem, why aren't you dealing with it? You've asked to meet the doctor, come on, do something." But of course Nastya is not like Shpagina. She is a very quiet, adequate girl, and instead of getting up and starting to do crazy shit, she just sat quietly and cried almost the whole episode because, well, she got threatened by one of the producers during the filming of the episode. And because Nastya was so quiet, the channel had to cut out most of the scenes about Nastya and basically replace them with scenes where the other women yell at the doctor to somehow try to get those ratings that they wanted. After being accused of cutting out most of the scenes with Shpagina, the channel actually uploaded what they call the full episode with Nastya Shpagina on YouTube, where it was the whole filming from the studio, which just had to do with her. But of course they forgot to edit the scenes where one of the producers walked up to Nastya and tried to threaten her for not saying anything and for being quiet. The show did not help Nastya, the show did not provide Nastya with the lawyers and government officials like they promised they would. So at the moment Nastya and all the other girls, the dozens of girls, are still fighting that monster by themselves, and they have to go to court by themselves and try to get a good lawyer to work for them. In other news, the president of Ukraine, Petro Poroshenko, has just signed up on a new ban on Russian social media websites, including Yandex, Mail.ru, and VK, the biggest Russian social media website ever. Which is fucking ridiculous. I know I've promised to myself that I'm not gonna get into politics, mainly because I don't get it, but I'm going to say this. I was always against war and conflict, including what's happening right now between Russia and Ukraine. I love Russia and I love Ukraine, so what's going on right now between Russia and Ukraine and all of that bullshit, for me, this is just madness, and I'm just waiting to wake up from that awful nightmare and realize that everything is still fine and we're still brother nations. But unfortunately, politics decide everything, and even though us, the people, don't want to be in that conflict, we end up being in that conflict unwillingly. Why should the population suffer? Why should the Ukrainian population suffer? Yes, I understand that people can use VPN services, but not everybody can do that. For example, I myself don't really know how to use VPN services properly. I know, shame. That's not even the main thing. Many people are gonna lose their jobs because of this ban. Yandex has a taxi service operating in Ukraine. They have a navigation app. They have an online wallet like WebMoney. And people have their own businesses operating through their social media pages on VK. They sell things and offer their services. And that was one of their only ways to reach the public without any expenses. It's awful in my opinion, and I think that that's a big mistake that Ukraine is doing right now. I just wish this whole bullshit will end. But then again, I don't know a shit about politics, so who am I to say anything about a political decision? Now, yeah, this is the episode for today. It's a very short episode, I know, but I really don't have much other news to tell you guys. It seems to be quite quiet at the moment. And now a small announcement for those people who do watch my video until the very end. Thank you guys, you're awesome. If you live in London and you might want to meet me or just join me on Sunday, this Sunday on 28th of May, there's going to be a Vyshyvanka March, which I will be attending. The Vyshyvanka March will be starting at 2 o'clock, 2 p.m. next to Marble Arch. You will require to wear a vyshyvanka, of course, or just a white shirt. Basically, just be motivated to admire the culture of Ukraine. A vyshyvanka is a Ukrainian national shirt dress, which is, in my opinion, very gorgeous. If you want any information about this event, I will leave the links in the description. If you would love to join us, please do. Everybody is welcome. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know I usually don't say it, but give me a thumbs up, leave a comment below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!
Я уеду жить в Лондон, я уеду жить в Лондон, я уеду туда.